Today is an interesting day. It's a special day in a very unusual way, unexpected way. So right now I am on our farm. You can hear the crows in the background. I'm looking around and it's just beautiful. We bought this farm 5 years ago, and we bought it because we were really, at a pivotal point in our relationship, in our family. We needed to have something to kind of hang our hat on as a couple and to put our energy in together. And we also needed to create a space for both of us to do some internal healing work, and having a farm really felt like the right thing to do to open up the opportunity for that to happen. But some other time I might share more of our backstory, but for now I think I'll leave it at that. And I think every couple who's been married for any amount of time goes through shifts and changes, and for us we needed to shift, and this seemed like the right next step for us to take for that shift to happen, and it really did allow us to shift. And but I think part of the vision that we had in having a farm, we had COVID happen, and then chronic pain really took hold, and the part of the vision that included like opening our doors to people coming and to people learning how to kind of start a small organic farm if that's something that they wanted to do, to learn how to cook rustic Italian food, which my husband does really well. If they just wanted a space to come in the country and retreat to, like, we really wanted to create that space for people. And we also wanted to welcome our families to come here and just be. I can share a little of this setting so you can see. So it's 5 acres. It's lovely. It's surrounded by Wisconsin farmland. There's a small dairy farm across the street. The cows will come all and line up along the fence line. If we do a little jig and serenade them, they love to come and say hello. And it's really been the idyllic setting in many ways. Yet, as chronic pain took hold, we kind of like retracted more and contracted and pulled away. And I think COVID was the beginning of that, and then it just like we never just opened up after that. I think everyone else started opening up, but we kept closing more and more and more, and felt like a really painful and isolating experience. And it even got to the point where I just like stopped inviting people. We didn't invite people for dinner. The girls minimally invited friends over. We could create normalcy for a night, but beyond that, it was hard to open up even for a weekend. And I stopped inviting my family to come too, because I was running out of excuses and running out of things to like explain the pain, and I didn't want to talk a lot about that. I didn't feel like Tim wanted to talk a lot about it because it was painful. And so now we're in this really interesting time. Like recently I have been praying with my whole being for just like to open, to feel the love in our marriage, to have the kind of partnership that I've dreamed of, to have the kind of connection to community and people that I've longed for and that we envisioned when we came here. And in the oddest way, it's happening. Like, more people have come in the past week than I think have been to our home in the past several years. My whole family, not my whole family, but several of them, 3 were here last week, and 8 more are coming today. My mom is coming to stay for the summer, to help with the girls, and these are like dreams come true, and never in a million years would I have expected these dreams to come true in this particular way. So I feel like I'm like just sitting in this observer mode, like watching God's mysterious hand kind of like moving through our life, our lives, our home. Our conversation is slowing way down. We're catching ourselves, in these moments when we would normally like fire off at each other and react, and tension would take hold. Which just added like insult to injury. And there's a tenderness and a sweetness that is taking root, and it is an answer to a lot of really strong prayers. And I'm so touched and moved by the number of people that are reaching out and just saying, like, we're praying for you. And, once upon a time I read a sign that said, like, watch, when you see somebody that's grumbly or they're not smiling or they seem a little whatever, and just like, you never know what's going on in their life and in their world. And I've just felt the truth of that. Like, we each can hold so much, and then we put on our day face that we take out into the world to do the things that we have to do, and then we come back home. And for me, I've felt like I've come back home and I have to force a smile on when I walk in the door, because I'm like, I don't really know if I'm happy to be home with this person, because I don't really feel like I make this life, this person's life better. And I'm not sure if he makes my life better. And I think at the end of the day, like, I want to be functioning in a way where I know that I make somebody else's life better, and I want to be around the people that make my life better. Even if it's hard stuff and hard moments and shit's falling apart all over the place, like, we can still show up for each other. And I feel like right now we're finally in this hard moment. We are making each other's lives better. And that looks like crying one moment. It looks like being real about the hard stuff another moment. It looks like laughing. We were just watching like this South Park video about Timmy. Like, Timmy was like summoning his younger days back, and and he fluctuates between like trying to manage the details of his medical situation, and then is able to joke around a little bit and not take himself so seriously, or us so seriously, and and then he'll get weepy and cry and feel all the stuff that there is to feel when you're diagnosed with something has a really uncertain outcome. So I'm feeling in myself like, when you step into like the waves of an ocean and there's just this current that can be turbulent one minute and then it's like soft and smooth the next. And I'm not a surfer. I'd love to be, but I've ridden the surf and been in it, and it just feels like you can kind of anticipate what's coming, but you don't always know when that big strong current is going to come and carry you. And I feel like I'm just like riding in that turbulence, and then there's smooth moments that come, and then there's jolts, and then there's moments that like want to just take me under and toss me about in the sand, and then I come back up and I'm held again just in the soft lull of the waves. And there's a lot of unknowns out in front, and I could tense up and tighten and be afraid, but something keeps bringing me back to just like this moment right now, and this amazing breeze that's blowing my unwashed hair all over the place. I don't care that I look like I do in front of you, which is amazing, because I think in the past I would have really judged myself and felt like I needed to show up a certain way on social media or YouTube or whatever. And I really, right now, just feel like it's far more important to honor right where I am and be real about that, and give you a window into this world, so that if you're in the midst of a hard moment, maybe through it there's a way for you just to like honor what it looks like and feels like to be real, and to ride in those uncertain waves, and let them hold you and carry you. Yeah. So thanks for being here today. Thanks for receiving me today. I'm grateful for you for being a touch point for me, just to reconnect with myself and where I'm at today, and be mindful of all that today is teaching me. I appreciate you. Thank you.